my privilege and pleasure tonight to be your chairman. Even though I'm comparatively new to Eastwood Rotary Club, not to Rotary, but to Eastwood Rotary Club. Can I introduce our top table for the evening and other entertainers? So, on my left I have John Michael Haggard, who is going to deliver the immortal message. I'll see if the introduction for you to handle it. On my right, Duncan McFadden, who's going to do the Toast of the Lassies, and sitting beside him, Catherine Stewart, a member of the club, who's going to do the reply. And I'm your chair, and also, we're well protected tonight. We have retired members of not only what used to be the Strathclyde Constabulary, but also a representative from Lothian and Regent's Constabulary, so there'll be no trouble. But we're also well represented by the district. We have past president, John himself, past president of Eastwood Rotary Club on stage. We have District Governor Jim Ross and Elaine, sitting in front of me. Past District Governor Drew Hughes and Joan. Nice to meet you again. District Governor-elect Jimmy Johnson. Past District Governor Catherine. Past District Governor John Wardle. Past District Governor Alistair Denham. Quite well here. Just interested. And we have the daughter of late past District Governor Roberta. We have daughter, as a member of Erskine Rotary, Mariella. I'm glad to say that my family have turned out to support me as well. So, without any further ado, I think we will proceed with the evening. I'll say this separately. Some you meet can eat, and some may name that want it. But we who meet and we can eat, say, the Lord be thanked. Amen. Honest, sonsy face, great chieftain and a pug race. When them all you take their place, pinch, tripe, will are you worthy a grace, as lang as my arm. The groaning trencher, there you fill, your hurdies like a distant hill. Your pin would help to mend the mill in time of need, and through your pores, the dews distill like amber bead. His knife, see rustic labour dicht, and cut you up with any slicht, crushing your groaning entrails brecht like honey ditch. And then, oh, what a glorious, warm, reeking, rich. Then horn for horn, they stretch and strive, deals tight behind me, on the drive, till all the wheels swell kites be live, are bent like drums, and each good man me's like to rive, his banquet comes. What is there, Irish, French ragout, or olio with stour sewer, or a fricassee with macca spew with perfect scunner, look down with sneer and scorn for view, and sick of dinner. Fair deal. See him out his tracks, withered as a speckled rash, his spindle shank a good whiplash, his knave a net, through bloody flood and field to dash. Oh, how unfit. But that the rustic haggis fed, the trembling up resounds this tread, clasping his well-and-eva blade, he'll make a whistle, and legs and arms in heedlessness, like taps a thistle. Ye poors, for mankind your care, and dishes out to daily fare. Old Scotland wants nae skinking ware that jouts and muggies. If you want an earnest prayer, ye have a haggis. Ladies and gentlemen, the haggis. Can I just check? Have you all had your coffee and tea? Or is anybody still waiting for tea or coffee? Apart from myself? No. Well, in that case, I think we'll push on. Time is marching ahead. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, our first speaker of the evening, John McIlhaggard, who is the next member of the Eastwood Rotary Club. I'm going to quite a few of the members here. John is a traffic consultant, and he's a former resident of New Mearns and now resident in Eastwood Bride. He's comes from Northern Ireland by birth, and his lovely Northern Irish accent here over the meal takes me back a bit. And he's well known on the Burns as a Burns speaker, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce him to deliver for us tonight the immortal memory. John.
Well, President Colin, ladies and gentlemen, some weeks ago when past District Governor John Waddle phoned me, he asked me if I'd be good enough to speak here this evening at this most important occasion. So I told him, of course I'd be good enough. But it's great to be here at this Rotary Club of Eastwood Burns Supper. And for me, a huge honour to deliver this immortal memory. Now, before I start, I'm going to put my phone safely on the table here. And this follows a horrible experience I had a couple of years ago. I was well into delivering an immortal memory when one of the family phoned me. Now, you might think that having a phone on silent would have been all right, but I can tell you it's awfully hard to concentrate when your sporran's vibrating. Now, when my son was growing up, I spent several years of Wednesday evenings sitting with other parents at the back of a room at the College of Piping in Otago Street, as he and other kids got their lessons on bagpipes. And their teacher then was a man called Seamus McNeill. And whilst giving them instruction about how to perfect double throws on C, or how to avoid making crossing noises, he used to have wonderful little asides while the children were resting from all the blowing. And what I remember was on the appearance that people should adopt when they were listening to a piper playing in Hebrew. And he advised that while allowing your mind to wander over numerous happy subjects, you should always maintain a face that makes it look as if you're enjoying the piping and not wishing it was all over. So I see lots of you are very skilled at listening to the Hebrew. But what do my son's piping lessons have to do with Burns? Well, very little, probably. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if nothing else, I hope this immortal memory will prompt you to have a closer look at the statue of Robert Burns in George Square. If you stand with your back to the old post office building and look up North Hanover Street, you'll see the tall statue in the middle is Sir Walter Scott. There will be a seagull on its head, and the only reason for that is because the locals haven't devised any way of getting a traffic cone up that high. But just to the left of that and set into the square a little bit is the Burns statue. And perhaps also you'll look up some of his works. And then maybe he'll not just be the gentleman who has the picture on the £10 notes. So ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding. Raise your glasses and join me in drinking to the immortal memory of Robert Burns. Sorry, I really do.
Excuse me. Mr. President, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin by saying that it is a pleasure and a delight to be here this evening and to be asked to join in your very highly regarded festivities dedicated to the celebrating of the birth of our national bard on the 25th of January, as we heard 260 years ago. By night, by day, afield and hame, the thoughts of thee my breast inflame, and I muse and sing thy name. I only live to love thee. Though I were doomed to wander on, beyond the sea, beyond the sun, till my last weary sand was run, till then, again, I love thee. Gentlemen, only lassies can inspire such thoughts and feelings. You only have to look around tonight to see that our company is both graced and blessed by the presence of so many wonderful lassies, and we should be eternally grateful to them. Where, I ask you, would we be without them? Robert Burns both knew and understood lassies. He wrote, "The woman's minds like winter winds may shift and turn and all that. The noblest breast adores them maist. A consequence I draw that." However, I feel that in conclusion, we men, and big men, must agree that Burns summed up the lassies perfectly when he wrote, "Old nature swears the lovely dears, her noblest work she classes o', her prentice hand she tried on man, and then she made the lassies o'." Mr. President and gentlemen, it is now my honour and privilege to ask you to rise and to join with me in a toast, which is the lassies.
The lassies.
First contribution to the evening, I now call on the chaplain village to give us a word.
There's naught but care on every hand, in every hour that passes, what signifies the life of man, and worthy for the lasses, high and green, the rashes, high green, grow the rashes, the sweetest herb that e'er I spent was spent among the lasses home. The worldly race, the riches chase, and riches still they fly them, and when at last they catch them fast, their hearts can ne'er enjoy them all. you carry over him. My cairns and wood, my dear you, and worldly cares and worldly men, they all gave counsel tearing home. I am green, oh, the rushes, oh, I green, grow the rushes, oh, the sweetest of where I spent among the lasses. But ye see out, ye sneer at this, you're not a senseless asses, oh, the wisest man the world ever saw, he daily lured the lasses, oh, I am green, grow the rushes, oh, I green, grow the rushes, oh, the sweetest of where I spent among the lasses, of nature's ways, her lovely deeds, her noblest work she classes, oh, her prentice hand she tried on the man, and then she made the lasses, oh, I am green, grow the rushes, oh, I green, grow the rushes, oh, the sweetest of that ever was spent among the lasses, oh. In both the immortal memory and in the toast to the lassies is the ever popular A-fond kiss, sometimes known as parting song to Clorinda, because in their correspondence he was known as Sylvander to her Clorinda. It's a sort of clandestine thing that she eventually fell out with him, partly because he got her servant maid pregnant. I couldn't see the problem, but there you go, that's it. So she joined her husband in Jamaica. There's another joke to that I won't do. Yeah, and kiss, and then listen. If there will last horrible deep in hurt from tears I'll pity, war inside and fairest, there the will of best and dearest, mine be a joy and pleasure, peace, enjoyment, love and pleasure. On kiss and then we sever. Never will last forever. Deep in heart, from tears I'll bless thee. Warring sighs and groans I'll wait thee.
We're about to continue the proceedings. I'm sure you'll agree with me, we've been ably entertained so far for the super night so far, and it now gives me great pleasure to introduce Catherine Stewart, who's going to do the pie to the Close to Latin. I do know a wee bit about Catherine because she's been in the club since I joined in. In fact, she's been... Sorry, well, Catherine is in fact a past district governor, and she was first lady district governor of Scotland. So, born in Paisley, went to Paisley Grammar School. I went to Paisley. Paisley Institute to do my bank exams. Anyway, and you went to Paisley Grammar School with Fred the Shred. I don't understand this. Similarities end there, she says. She's been in banking for 40 plus years, currently head of regulatory management at the Bank, married to Jim. Just two daughters for 40 years. And his two daughters, Kirsty and Shona. Gives me, I've heard Catherine speak before, she's an excellent afternoon speaker, so it gives me great pleasure to introduce Catherine to pie, to the toast to the last.
Thank you, President Colin, ladies and gentlemen. I must apologise, I have a really bad cold, so I will try not to cough my way through all of this evening. That's my first apology. My second apology is actually for turning up, because when Anne Maguire and Steve Malloy heard that I had been ill, Steve had offered to stand in for me. And when I arrived this evening, he was particularly disappointed because he had to take his sparkly dress off and change back into his normal clothes. So that's my second apology. But I'm sure Steve will dress up for an interview later if they're still interested. Firstly, can I thank Duncan for his lovely toast to the lassies. You know, when I was told that Duncan was going to do the toast to the lassies, I was told that he was suave, sophisticated, handsome, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to lift my game. And then I got here and I saw that he'd either dressed down, was having an off day, or Karine had been out of the house when he was getting dressed to come out. As you all know, February is the month of love. A time for Valentine's Day and for remembering love and emphasising the importance of love in our lives. And as John alluded to earlier, it's fitting that we celebrate this tonight, celebrating Robert Burns, who is also regarded as a pioneer of the romantic movement. And ladies, how blessed are we that we celebrate it with such a handsome bunch of men this evening. As has been... I didn't laugh, gentlemen, they laughed. John Little also went to the doctors for a routine check-up and everything seemed fine. And the doctor said, how are you? And John said, not bad at all, to be honest. But Joyce isn't that interested in sex anymore. So he said, I usually just cruise around, and last week I picked up and had sex with at least 3 girls, and none of them were over 30 years old. The doctor said, my God, John, I hope you at least took precautions at your age. And John said, Of course I did. I'm not senile yet, I gave them a false name. I must confess that for all his faults, I can't think anything but good of a lad who writes this. Husband, husband, cease your strife, no longer idly rave, sir. Though I am your wedded wife, yet I am not your slave, sir. And marriage is all about a partnership. And I think we're so lucky and fortunate to have the men that we have in our lives, whether they're husbands, partners, brothers, fathers. So lassies, if you wouldn't mind being upstanding and joining me, here's a toast to our lads in the bard's own words. Get speed and further to you, Johnny, get health, hail Hans and weather bonny. The lads.
The lads. The lads.
Thank you.
I'd like now to round the evening off to Colin Chapman Village to give the students Chapman Village, please. A big hand, please, for them.
Robin's got a chorus, so anybody knows it, please join in. If you didn't make up the words, we sometimes do. There was a lad was born in Kyle, upon the day, upon the sky, unto this hardly worth her while, to be say nice wee Robin. For Robin was a Robin boy, ranted Robin, ranted Robin. Robin was a Robin boy, a ranted Robin, Robin. Her Robin's time was here again, was 25 they begun. Of the last of January, blew handsome in on Robin. Aye, Robin was a Robin boy, ranting Robin, ranting Robin. Robin was a Robin boy, a ranting Robin, Robin. Because it needed in his mood, Colin. It's nothing to do with, Colin's never wrote this. Let's see if we can find the actual song. This is the other side of the coast tree of the Ailsa Cree. He, when he was an exciseman, was in the Solway Firth. So it's a wee bit poetic licence, but it's about the time that he would did it. It's called Smugglers, and it's got a chorus, and you'll go have a clue it probably, but if you are, join in the hills. Our boat rides up the Ailsa Cree, and the wind and roll the lane. There's 13 men in Hazel Hall, in Mac, ye Bob and Bray. And there's 30 horse in Hazel Hall, with a rotor on their knee. wee song called A Man's a Man for all that. With a Guinness. No, I've got a drinking problem, I'm quite good at it. If there's a honest poverty, and things is he and Colin, and constantly we pass him by, we nothing good for Colin. All that and all that, the toils and skill and Colin, the rank is marked, the guineas and a man's a good for Colin. On gold, on Hameley, where we dine, we're hauling grain and Colin. He moves the silks and lays their wine, a man's a man for Colin. All that and all that, they'll take the deeds and Colin. The honest man, though else he poor, is king of men for Colin. You see young Ducky, all of law, for struts and stairs and Colin. No hundred bushes at his word, he's brought it to for Colin. All that and all that is ribbon, star and Colin. A man of independent mind, he looks and laughs at Colin. A prince and mag, a belted knight, a marquis, duke and Colin. And upon this man's pocket is mine, it paid him money to Colin. All that and all that, the dignities and Colin. The temple sense and pride over a higher rank than Colin. And let us pray a comet may, as comet will for Colin. That man for whom the world all shall men agree for all that and all that is coming yet for Colin. That man, the world all shall brothers be for all that.
One, I could sit and listen all night, but the time is rapidly coming to an end of our evening and together, and I'd like to call on Peter Daniels, our Vice President, to give the vote of thanks. Peter.
Thanks, Colin. This is on? Yeah, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody's had a good time, a very enjoyable evening tonight. I think it's been great. I won't keep you long, but there are a number of people I have to thank. First of all, William Wood Golf Club for allowing us to have our annual lunch supper here tonight. It's an excellent venue, and the catering staff particularly for a very nice meal indeed. The piper who has left, Piper Scott Ratcliffe, for welcoming us in when we arrived, and for piping in the haggis. I thought the speakers were excellent tonight, starting with John McElhager for the immortal memory, Now John is a former president of this club, and we're actually used to John he's quite a funny guy, John, and this is the first time that I've heard him do an immortal memory, which is really quite a serious speech, but I thought he carried it off really well. Duncan McFadgen, a retired police officer, who John Wardle told me that he served with Duncan in Castlemilk 25 years ago, but that since then their paths have never crossed in the police force. It's quite incredible lengths people will go to get away from So Duncan, it was great. Thanks so much. Catherine, another former president of the club. And the first thing I would say, Catherine, is that Anne was already a Motherwell supporter before I met her. And it was actually a condition of her getting married that she maintained and she stayed as a Motherwell supporter. Catherine, and it was just brilliant, your talk. I thought it was funny, it was apt, it was just right for the occasion. Thanks so much indeed. There's a hidden talent there. Maybe it should stay hidden, I don't know. Can I thank the Chaplain Billies for again providing the musical entertainment at the club. Quite amazing that Colin has known them for over 30 years. That's Maggie, John, Billy, and Colin, you've known them for a lot longer than that. Yeah, I won't go there. Right. Thanks to yourself, Colin, as president of the club, not only for your address to the haggis, but also for presiding over tonight's event, which you did with your usual competent, professional manner. But the biggest thanks of all, I think, should go to another former president of the club, Anne Maguire, for organising tonight's Burn Supper. She is truly an organiser extraordinaire. Fresh from her triumph at the magazine night, she's carried it off again. I mean, it's a hard job organising the tables, preparing the programme, liaising with the club, with the golf club. So well done, Anne. Just a very, very good night indeed. Finally, thanks to everybody for attending and supporting Eastwood Rotary Club tonight. There are 70 people here tonight, which is a huge increase in last year's attendance at this event. So, and it's been really, really excellent. And without your support, we wouldn't have had this enjoyable evening tonight. So that's enough for me. Time's getting on. We've got one last thing to do, which President Colin will do, and a safe journey home after that happens. Thank you.
Before we all rise together and sing the traditional Old Lang Syne, which the band was very kindly agreed to play for us, so we'll all get in tune. Hopefully the right tune. Dear G. Anyway, before that, I'd like to give you the final toast of the evening, which is Rotary the world over, service above self. Rotary the world over, service above self.
Good